Happy Sunday. It's afternoon here in Calgary, and it must be evening or nighttime in Africa and I guess in the Far East. I hope you guys are all doing good. As always, it's Sunday again, and I have my super awesome sister here in Calgary with me to discuss a very important topic that has been sat on our hearts to talk about for a very long time, but today is the day that we talk about it. When we look on social media, a lot of celebrities, a lot of fashion people, musicians, all kinds of famous people these days think that their bodies don't look good enough, whether it's age, is the thing that is in vogue that everybody is doing and therefore they have to do the same. Some people do it because they want to please their spouses or significant others. Like there's a variety of reasons why people do these things to themselves. But the issue is that if you don't get it done right, then you can have a lot of long term issues. Today, I'm here to ask my sister Ikuamwa, are body enhancements even necessary? Like, why do people feel that they're not enough and they have to do things to themselves? Oh, my nose is too flat, it's too African, so I have to make it pointed. Oh, my eyes are beginning to sag. It looks like there's some wrinkles and things appearing. I need to do something about it. Why are people feeling that need to enhance their bodies? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sika, before we start, I just want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers and people around the world.
Mhm.
I also want to thank you for this opportunity for us to really talk about this very necessary issue that is really plaguing our communities.
Yes.
Um, but the question really is body enhancement, is it necessary?
Mhm.
Is it something that we should be doing?
Mhm.
And the answer really is, what do we think about ourselves when we
Mhm.
think about body enhancement?
Mhm.
Not to really deviate, but I really want to say that the Bible says that God made us in his own image,
Mhm.
and everything that God made was good.
Mhm.
So if you look at yourself in the mirror and
Mhm.
you really think about what God said about
Mhm.
you, he said everything that he made, he made us in his image, and everything that he made was good. Then my brother, my sister, then what could really push you to the point that you want to put your life at risk, or you want to try and alter something that the creator has already said is good? And it says that, the Bible says that what we are fearfully and we are wonderfully made by God. And when we see the way body enhancement is going today, can I bust your biggest bubble?
Go
If you
ahead.
look at the amount of people who are doing these body enhancements, you'll be shocked to find out most of them are people of colored or colored people. When I say colored people, I'm talking about predominantly black people, predominantly people who are maybe of Latino, and these are the women who are going out there and putting their lives at risk.
Mm.
And why are they doing it? Is it because of low self esteem? Is it because their partner wants them to do it?
Mm.
Is it because they want to fit in? One of the things that has been happening, and people will say it's called the social credit system.
Mm.
And the social credit system is a system whereby people people present something and they hope that many people will like it. So
Mhm.
that's why the social media works on the social credit system, whereby you post a picture or you post something, and everybody is, when the more people like it, the higher your social credit score. And even though we are not being told this, We are being programmed. And as a result of it, people want a high social credit score. So people are going under the knife so that when they post a picture on Instagram or post a picture on Facebook, people are just going to be rushing them. Oh, you have a very nice body, or your body looks good, and then they will come to you and they want you to become an influencer, or they come to you and then eventually some of these women are being end up being trafficked. So
Mm.
the answer is, are you really going through body enhancement in order to boost your self-esteem? Because that's what most people say. Is it really for your self-esteem? Is it really for your self-worth?
Mhm.
Or are you doing it in order to earn applause from the audience?
Mm.
So really that is the question.
So what you're saying, if I'm getting you, is that in this advent of social media, there's a lot of people who are living this fake it to make it lifestyle. They want you
Exactly.
to they want you to feel that everything about them is perfect. They look picture perfect. Their bodies haven't got any cracks or nothing. Like their body is perfect. They have the perfect image. Your breast, your waist and your backside are all in this Coca-Cola shaped fashion. Yet, not all of us are made like that. And the Bible says that we're made in the image and likeness of God, and that whatever the Lord made is good. So that means you're good just the way you are, is what you're
E-
saying.
Exactly. And I think the more we communicate that, especially to women, and one of the things that people, this body enhancement thing, men are doing it as well.
Right?
There are a lot of men who have fake six pack. You can get a six pack made.
Hey!
Yes, you can get six pack done. Yes, men
Hey!
are getting fake six pack done.
Wow.
So they are getting the Adam's apple removed, altered. So they are getting their face lifted. So it's not just women who are doing it. Men are also going under the knife.
Wow.
Some men are going under the knife to look more feminine,
Okay.
right? To look more feminine as well. So it's not just women. So when we're talking about body enhancement, is become one of the multi-trillion-dollar industry that has come as a result of social media.
I
In
see.
the past, when you think about somebody who has done breast enlargement, you are thinking about a Hollywood star,
Mhm.
right? You're thinking
Mhm.
about somebody who is, but now, because of social media, this is now a common thing.
I see.
And the funny thing is that people are putting their lives at risk by going to these plastic surgeons who are doing operations on them in hotels.
Lord have mercy. Hmm.
And and I'll give you an example. Something like BBL. You cannot get BBL done. You cannot get, and I will say the right word, Botox enhancement. You cannot get Botox enhancement done in Canada. There is a reason why you can't get it done in Canada, because it's very risky.
Mm.
And doctors do not want to put their own license at risk to do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
But then you can go to the Caribbean, you can go to South America, you go to Brazil and get all of it done. You can go to Turkey and get it done. And then they tell you, oh, because it's cheaper. But if it's anything that is cheaper, is anything cheap? Is it worth your life?
No.
Is it worth your life? So when we are talking about body enhancement, people really need to understand you're putting your life at risk in many, many, many shape
Mm.
and form. And
Mm.
when you're looking at people on social media, the other day there's this so-called social media influencer in East Africa. And
Mhm.
this girl she got a BBL done, she got so much stuff done. And she was telling people it's all natural from working out and blah blah blah. And then they start selling you all these teas and all those things, right? And she now had to come out and say that she had to go and get it removed because she was now having side effects that was affecting her life. So now she had to come out and say that, she had to go and get her behind removed because of her life was at risk. But she's already probably done deceiving millions of people because she had millions of followers.
Hmm.
Some of them maybe have gone through this under the knife to go and do this, and some of them probably might not have made it
Yeah.
alive.
Yes.
So when we're talking about body enhancement, we really need to think about, because honestly, for me, looking at this perspective, I'm feeling that the industry is deliberately targeting especially Black women. They're deliberately targeting Black women to come and do liposuction, to come and do uh, what do you call it, breast enhancement, do your butt, you don't you have flat butt, come and do your curves, and then they start wearing all of these things, all to expose themselves
Mhm.
out there. So if you say that you went to go enhance your body because you had poor self-esteem, then why are you now, after enhancing your body, showing off your whole body to the whole world?
Mm.
If you gain self-esteem back,
Mhm.
then what's the need for you to expose your body to the whole world?
Mhm.
That means that the body enhancement did not solve your problem.
Mhm.
Because the problem of low self-esteem is really not how you look, it is how you feel on the inside.
Correct.
And as either a woman or a man, you, thinking about yourself, how you feel about yourself intellectually, and how you feel about yourself in terms of your mind, is much more important than the outward appearance. Because if you don't fix what is on the inside, nothing that you do on the outside will be able to fix what is on the inside.
Correct. Mhm.
So that is how I debunk the whole self-esteem and the self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, you need to look on your inside. You need to really search your soul and see, why don't I have self-confidence?
Mhm.
Do I need healing? Do I need to go see counsel? Do I need counseling to help me bring that, for me to really feel good about myself?
Mm.
Because there are many things that you would do with your body enhancement, it's not going to help you. If you go and put the fat, if the fat leaks into your butt, the fat leaks into your bloodstream, you're dead.
Yeah, it
You're
kills.
gone. If you Joan Rivers went and then just the anesthesiology alone killed her. We talk about so many famous, especially famous Black, Kanye West's mom. She went to do liposuction and she didn't come back.
Hmm.
You know, the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo's wife, she went to go do it and she didn't come back. Right? A few years ago, I heard a story about someone. This person had traveled abroad. Specifically, the person went abroad to go and do something on a business trip. So the family thought that she had gone on the business trip. And when you are from Africa and you travel abroad, it's not you're not going to be calling the whole entire time, right? So everybody thought that she has gone, and she's because she's there. They're just texting back and forth. So then eventually it came to about 2 weeks. No one
Mhm.
heard from her.
Mhm.
It went dead silent. So, and then it's like, which somebody is about, you're not gonna be calling their African line. So ask. Everyone say, how come she's not called her children? That's
Yeah.
unusual. She's
Mm.
not called, some people, she's not called her brother, her sisters, nothing. So then Her brother thought about calling her local African line.
Mhm.
When he called, lo and behold, somebody picked up.
Mhm.
And the person is like, oh, finally, somebody has called. Guess what? The year before, she had gone and done like possession. She now went to go do BBL. And unfortunately for her, she ended up losing her life.
Oh my
And
God.
the family were not aware of it for 2 weeks that they didn't hear from her.
Wow.
So the hospital was just waiting for someone to call just to come and clean her body. Her body.
It's not worth it. It really, really isn't.
It's not worth it. And one of the things I also want to make clear, there are some people who are going and doing these surgeries and they are not better off financially. This is a very expensive procedure
Hmm.
after. When
Hmm.
you're going to do it, the price you're going to pay for it is cheaper, but the aftercare is very, very expensive. The aftercare and maintenance of it. And the maintenance, that's the reason why you see some of them, their wounds are open. Because when you go and do it, you have to have pay for a nurse to take care of you. If you don't, your wounds might end up opening and they will never be able to restore it back.
Mm-mm.
You need to pay for massages so that you don't get black clots and all sorts of things. A whole lot of things that you have to spend money on just to maintain it in order for you not to lose your life. So if you are not socially economically well off, and someone who was not socially economically well off went to go do this just recently, 3 4 months ago, and she lost her life. She lost her life because she had to go back to work instead of staying at home and recover. She had to go back to work. So if you're not in the financial position, if you're not, I'll say quote unquote, a celebrity that has inflow of cash, thousands of dollars inflow of cash, don't go and put your life out there. Just because everybody else is doing it does not mean that you have to go and do it.
Know
If you're
yourself.
struggling,
Hmm.
know yourself. If you're struggling with your self worth, if you're struggling with your self esteem, go for counseling. That should be the first thing that you seek for, not body enhancement.
One thing that you said that's really touched me is this. If you're like me and you have keloids, like my skin is not the most fantastic skin. When I have some kind of an injury, like when we were children, you go and play ampe and football with people and they kick you and you fall and whatever. When I get a little scratch, this little scratch that everybody will get, and some people even the scratch disappears. Only me, that scar can become something else. If you have keloids on, can you imagine having keloids on your skin or in within your skin? And then you go and have this facelift thing, and now they pull your skin to the back of your head, like after behind your ears and stuff. And now they've cut you, they've pulled it, and you have these stitches. Now, when people look behind your ear, there's this whole huge mountain behind your ears. For what? It's almost as if you've got a second ear. Why? Like, why can't we just accept ourselves for who we are? As my sister said, go and get therapy if that is what you need, because you can put all the pancake and the makeup and everything on your face and dress up and wear all the expensive branded clothes, shoes, bags, and everything. But if you're broken inside and you choose not to fix that, there is nothing that you can cover that up with. What is broken within needs to be fixed first. It's a bit like building a house. If the foundation isn't right, if there aren't enough iron rods and concrete going down there, everything on the top of it is blown away with the wind or water. or both. So, I mean, our sisters, like, um, a lot of celebrities are doing this, that, and the other. It's a bit like people talking about IVFs, for example, when people can't have children. Oh, go and have IVF. Do you know your own medical situation? The fact that Ekuamwa is having IVF doesn't mean that I should also have IVF because everybody else is doing it. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Know yourself, what would work for you before you get yourself involved in this. It looks like we have someone here, but it says that the device is not connected. So we just have to wait until the person is on first, and then they can also share their thoughts on this, on the subject matter. So, Ekuama, the question to you again is that, because I see this with a lot of African celebrities. I'm Ghanaian, so I'm going to talk about a lot of Ghanaians who do the said thing too. They come in, they look all nice. We love them and know them for who they are. All of a sudden, ah, the person's waist was 25. Now I'm seeing waist 15. Like, what has happened? Why do you think that there's an increase in the influx of people that are doing these things these days? Why? I don't know if my sister is here to answer,
Uh,
but yeah.
I will answer that. Asika, that goes back to the whole social credit system. And this whole social credit system is a new phenomenon, which is being talked about in the space of businesses, in the space of psychology, right? So some of these celebrities are enhancing their body as a result of the social credit system. I was watching a documentary about these body enhancements, and um, the person said, there was being interviewed, said that when they didn't do their bodies, they had business, they had opportunities. But the moment they enhanced their body, the opportunities now became many more, right? It opened a whole different doors for them,
Mm,
especially when it comes to social media,
mm,
right? Because
mhm,
now the person who's selling this so-called slim tea now wants to use you as their model, right? Somebody wants to use you as their waistband model, right? Because now you have gone and removed one of your hips, so now your waist is some bulge from your rib cage. So now your waist is so tiny. So now they want to use you as part of for their waistband products, right? So it's all about the social credit system, and all of these celebrities, they're seeing this and they're like, ah, I can make more money if I enhance my body, right? But anyone who is really genuine, who has gone through this process, will tell you, they will not advise you, anybody, to go and do it.
hmm,
Because the if you have money and at the end of the day, you don't have a body that is sound, a body that is healthy, a body that, you know, feels good, then what is the point? Because you don't want to be on painkillers for the rest of your life,
hmm,
right? And this is what we see. We see them, like so many of them, Nigeria, Ghana. We are seeing them. Ghana now is becoming a new thing. And it's not only in Ghana, even in our diaspora community, it's a new phenomenon now. Old people in their 50s, they want to go do BBL. Young girls, you've not even had children, you want to go and do BBL, you want to go do your breasts. Why? And the funny thing is that you're doing this and you're not even sitting down and thinking about it. What are the implications?
hmm,
What are the implications for myself, for the future? You know, and you know, some people, you go and then they do it. Sometimes if you don't take, they do it and then it's not straight. Now you have to go and get your butt altered, or they do it and something goes wrong and you have to not go back for them to fix it. And each time your body is being altered, then you are just, you are degrading. So now that so-called self-esteem that you went to for, is that self-esteem now is now gone to zero.
Hmm.
Because when you take off your clothes, the scars, you know, all the scars on your body, how is it going to make you feel better?
And those scars, they hurt. Take it from
Yes, they
somebody who
do.
knows. They hurt. They're not.
Yes,
It's not just like that. It hurts.
it's, it's just one of those things. And I honestly, these doctors are
Hmm.
deliberately. And if you know about social media marketing, that you can deliberately target an audience. They are deliberately targeting young black women
Hmm.
because they've realized that we want to do it. And when you do it, you have to maintain it. And some of these girls are also going through devious means to maintain this type of body and this type of lifestyle that comes with having this type of body.
Terrible. Terrible. Just terrible.
You
And
yourself imagine
ah.
fat. When you are cleaning chicken and you
Mm-hmm.
see all the fat on the top, imagine that fat now being injected in your
Mm.
in your back.
Yeah.
Does it
Mm-mm.
even sound healthy to you?
No, it's sickening. Mm-mm.
And the funny thing is that people say, "Oh, but then Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, they've done it." They
Uh-huh.
will not. They are not using fat. Oh,
Mm.
they are
Hmm.
using the best of the best, which you and
Can't
I
afford.
cannot afford.
Hmm.
So this also goes back to contentment. Contentment is great gain. At what
Mm.
point is your self-esteem?
Mm. Hmm. You said something. I was just going there. And that thing is that Kim Kardashian can afford not just even the best products, but the best expertise too to go alongside with it. The people that are actually performing the surgeries are the creme de la creme, right? And a
Mm,
lot of these people that we are seeing in our community are going to hotel room. Which doctor does surgery in hotel room? Tell me. Is the
ah,
place even hygienic enough for that kind of a surgery where you've been put to sleep under general anesthetic to be done? Like, guys, I'm
but
feeling funny.
Tika,
Just
that's what they
yeah.
are doing. They are going to this hotel room because it's cheap. They can pay 5,000. They can pay $5,000. They can pay, because that's what they can afford. That
Mm-mm,
alone, if you live in the developed world, if you live in UK, or you live in America, or you live in Canada, and you cannot afford to do any plastic surgery here, that should tell you that you don't need it.
mm.
That
I
you
get
don't need
that.
it. I know people who work in all these emergency care, and they tell you some of these people, once they bring them from the plane, they bring them to emergency, they're almost near death. Because after these doctors are done butchering them, they put them in wheelchairs on the plane, and if they are not fortunate, that's it. That's it. You are gone. Last and when you mentioned something. What works for somebody does not mean it will work for you. There
You.
was a story that Jada Pinkett Smith did on her Facebook show and about BBL, and this was about a teacher. She went with her friends to go get BBL done, and she did not come home to her little boy.
Oh
She
my
was a
God.
single mom with a young son.
Mm-mm,
She did not come home.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So, at what point is it worth it as a mother to leave your child all by themselves in just so that you can feel good about yourself? Or people can say, "Oh, you look good, you look sexy," or "Oh, you are so fine, you are this and that and that." You can give all those affirmations to yourself.
It's I don't even know what to say. Our sister says, Sika, the problem. with our people is that they copy blindly, copy, you know.
So true.
And
So true.
yeah, our
So
brother
true.
also said that most of our men don't like it, but our sisters won't stop. We need to tell them.
Yeah. And that's the truth because do you know that when you go and do this butt thing, after you cannot lie on your back.
Uh-huh.
You cannot lie on your back. Oh.
Mm.
So is it worth it?
No, it's not.
Right? Is it worth it? I'm like, if all the sad story, especially when for me, one of my biggest thing is if you cannot afford it, please don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a multi-millionaire, don't go and put yourself out there for someone to butcher you and you go to this Caribbean when they butcher your body,
Mm-mm.
you are finished. You cannot sue them. You cannot do nothing because when you go there, you're gonna sign consent form.
Mm-mm. It
If you
doesn't
come
make
and your
any
wound
sense.
opens,
Mm.
that's it for you.
Mm.
And one of the things a lot of people don't know is that some people are even posting pictures. It's not their body. The pictures they've done what do you call it? Editing. Like
Photoshop.
Photoshop. Like sometimes you see Michelle Obama's pictures. Sometimes you see her and all her hips is gone. Sometimes you see her and you could see, but when you see her ordinary in a very casual photo, you see her hips. You see that she still has her hips there, right? So there's a lot of photoshopping also happening. Filters upon filters. People are using filters. So my sisters out there and my some of our brothers who are also going and getting this enhancement done for them so that they can have six pack.
Listen to
So
the
that they
comment. It's so funny. Our brother is a photographer, so he's laughing.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
god.
photo editing. It's some of them are getting edited, right? So don't be deceived. Don't look at what other people are doing and copy blindly, as our sister said. These things cost a lot of money. There's so many stories out there, and because people are hiding and going to do these things,
Hmm.
that's why we don't really have real statistics of how many of these people are coming
Have
and they
actually
are not
died.
making it.
Or they've died.
But I personally, through two friends, know two people who have died this in 2022 from this.
Mm. Terrible. Terrible.
So it's not like, nobody is stopping you from doing something nice for your body,
Hmm.
but only do it if you can afford it.
Hmm.
And if you're ready to face the risk that comes with it.
Uh-huh. That's where
The
I was going because sometimes you can have the money. You can have the money. People will tell you, oh, but you can just go and do this. Do you know the person's medical condition? Do you know? Do you know? My sister. Hmm.
Because the risk is not worth it.
No.
The risk is not worth it. You see, and the thing is, don't look at these celebrities. They are not your goal setters. They are not your goal setters because we saw one of them. She was walking around with a big bomb, doing all sorts of things. Going to Fendi, counting money. In the end, what did we hear?
Mm. Mm.
So they'll tell you they are business women. Me, I call them small girls with big God. It's true now. They are small girls with big God, right? Don't be looking at them. They are not the people. They are not the people for you to emulate. Look at yourself. Look at the market woman who gets up early in the morning to go to the market and toast through under the African sun just to put a meal on the table for her family.
Hmm.
She is your role model.
Hmm.
Not someone who is out there doing flashy things and you have no idea, no clue how they're able to do all of that.
Hmm.
They're not your role model. They're not who you should be aspiring to be.
Hmm.
Know yourself. Know what you can do. Think about your self worth. Don't compare yourself to somebody because we are all created differently. Some of us were created and God just blessed us everywhere. Breasts, He's giving you, butts, He's giving you, hips, He's giving you. Some of us, we have different, everybody has different things. That's why in the class, somebody can score A and somebody can score F. Can you imagine, Sika, if everybody in the class score A?
Oh, the world will not be a good place. It's why God
Exactly.
made it the way He did.
Exactly.
We all
So and
excel
this
at different
we
things.
we
Yeah.
all excel at different things. So instead of looking at what is wrong with you, look at what is right with you and work
Mm.
on it.
Mm.
Take advantage of the things that you are good at
Hmm.
and and work on it to make it even better, to shine. And that will probably most likely boost your self-esteem. That most likely will bring more success to you than to look down on yourself to the point that you go to some uh, hotel room and the doctor will put one drip and have one or two nurses there. They'll put you on the table and then just butcher your body, and then you come and half of your body is is cooked, and your leg now after your leg one leg is not working, is you're not able to, you're having problems with your leg, or you can't now leave the house without makeup because all your skin has now been stretched in such a way that if somebody sees your real skin, the person is going to run away.
Hmm. This is a picture that was posted on social media. I really wish that people could see it, but I guess you can't. Of a woman. Can you see?
I can see it, but you have to
This is
bring it closer.
somebody this is somebody who has bleached her skin. And this is what the skin looks. It looks like a zebra skin. Excuse me to say. A thousand apologies there. But this is what somebody has done to themselves. Look. Look at her thighs and her legs. Look at it. Why? Why? Nice, beautiful human, you know, chocolate colored woman. This is the rest of her thighs and her legs. Why? Why? And the sad thing is that our Caucasian brothers and sisters actually love the color of our skin. Like, I went out yesterday to a Christmas function, and our boss is Caucasian. And she was saying, you know, they always say these things about black doesn't crack. Is it true? I said, yeah. And when I told her how old I was, like she's probably a year or two older than me, and she couldn't believe that I am that age. And I wish I had the color of the skin that you have. It's so beautiful. And yet we are wasting time. We don't want the brown skin, the black skin, the shiny skin that you have been given, full of melanin that other people wish they could get. Like our priorities are just not right. They are just not right, my darling. And it's very sad. If you can't love yourself, who is going
Mm,
to love you?
mm, mm. Yeah, let's share the link and see that.
I've shared it many times, and ask people
Mm,
to join us if they wanna.
please,
Tell them,
let's
oh,
join. Let's share because this is a discussion that we need to have because our young girls are doing it right now. What I'm seeing and observing in the diaspora is girls between the ages of 20 and 30 and 35 are going under the knife a lot. Some of them don't even have children. So if you are a mother, you are listening to us, these are some of the things we need to talk about it. Self-worth. Our self-worth is very, very, very important. And we need to teach our girls, especially.
Hmm.
We need to teach them to love their skin color. We ourselves, we need to, why would you want to use chemicals on your body?
Ah.
Right? And it's just one of those things, like, you are doing this at the detriment of your own sound mind. Because a time will come, you're not going to be able to show off your body as nicely as you can. And whatever we are doing, our children are watching. So really portraying positive self-image is very, very, very important. And I'm also want to talk to our men. Be careful what you say in the comments that you make,
Hmm.
especially around your little girls.
Hmm.
Body shaming.
Hmm.
Body shaming. We need to be very, very careful on how we body shame.
Hmm.
Because all of these things are the things that are contributing to all of these stereotypes that is now forcing people to go under the knife in places that they are not supposed to go.
Hmm.
Like, I read somewhere, there's one doctor, the doctor, he saw his plastic surgery he's a plastic surgeon in the US.
Hmm.
He doesn't do BBL in the US,
Hmm.
but he books patients in Lagos, and then he will
Hmm.
go to Lagos and go and do BBL in Lagos. When he knows he cannot do it in the US, right? That should tell you in itself, it's not safe.
Hmm.
Don't go and stick fat in your buttocks. It's not safe.
Hmm.
It's very, very, very risky.
And quite frankly, disgusting. Ugh, yeah, I'm sorry, but
And and
it's.
and that's the thing with bleaching. The
Hmm.
bleaching, the hydroquine, all
Hmm.
those chemicals, they're going inside your skin.
Hmm.
And even now, do you know what they are doing? Now they are going and taking IV into their bloodstream just to bleach them from the inside out. And a lot of celebrities are doing it. They are posting it on their social media, and they are calling it skin what? I forgot what they call it. They will say
Okay.
their skin treatment.
Hmm.
They have fancy words that they call them.
Hmm.
It's bleaching. They are bleaching, into their skin through their bloodstream. And if you
Crazy.
do it, by the time you get old, your skin, even you don't get old, as young girl, then you start having all of these things. And we know some of these celebrities, their faces, or if you see their faces without makeup,
Mm-mm.
all the spots under their eye and all of these things, you know, you need to love yourself. Look at somebody like Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has gone under the knife so many times, but look at her. She's broken down
Hmm.
because your self worth is not from your appearance. She had one of the most active show. She lost her husband. Her marriage fall apart. Everything, her whole body that she's spent thousands of dollars to do has also fallen apart. So don't do it because somebody else is doing it. I understand maybe you have lots of breast, and then maybe you want to go and do
A breast
breast
reduction.
reduction
Yeah,
because you're back. Like, I
that's
personally had a
different.
friend who
Yeah,
had back issues because of her
yeah.
her 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 breast.
The size
That
of
is
it.
different.
Yeah.
That one is different because back pains are very, very painful, right? But for you to put yourself out there, and most people, I'm like, and don't do it to please a man, no.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't forget, when he
Go
saw
there.
you,
Go there.
you are
Mm-hmm.
different. When he saw you, he
Mm-hmm.
he did not have body enhancement.
Mm.
So it's not body enhancement that will keep him.
Mm. Tell us
It's
so.
not
Tell us.
it's not body enhancement that will keep him. In
Mm.
fact, you see men that they have such beautiful wife, and then you go and see their side chick, you be like, ah, God, what happened now?
So it's not about looks, it's what you're saying. Uh-huh.
It's not about looks.
Mm.
At the end of the day, you give out what you put in.
Mm.
So let's work on our self-worth
You.
before you think about body enhancement.
Hmm.
Don't tell me, oh, I've done all my research and I've looked. What did you done your research? Did you go to university to go and do research
Hmm.
for 10 years?
Hmm.
Or did you go on Google?
Hmm.
Do you know that on Google you can pay, and these doctors are paying money so that the moment you put in the search, they'll be the one to be on top.
Hmm.
Marketing manipulation,
Hmm.
targeting minority, minority, because they know you don't have the money, but you are willing to go and get cheap plastic surgery in some island that even your grandmother has never even heard its name before. And God forbid something happens to you there. Now your family has to now gather money to come and carry you from there and bring you back. Or you come back and your body is deformed, and now somebody you were perfectly together, now you are deformed. You
Hmm.
don't have money. You are
Hmm.
not like Kim Kardashian that has maid to be
Hmm.
running around taking your
Hmm.
children here or even
Hmm.
running around for you. And that's what
Hmm.
happened to
Hmm.
one lady.
Hmm.
She came back and then boom, she was gone.
Hmm. It's sad. It's sad. That's all I can say. It's just, I can't understand. And for me personally, I've actually been privy to someone who went ahead with a lot of body enhancements because, as you were saying, the person has deep seated pain inside of them that they're masking and not facing up to because it's too painful to face up to whatever it is that is causing the issues internally. So today it's nose job. Tomorrow it's their breast. They have a breast job. Tomorrow it's their ears. It looks, it doesn't look, I want it to be raised up a little bit. I want my cheekbone to be a certain way. She went on and on and on and on. When this person passed away and they laid her in state, and I didn't even know that all these things had taken place until that time. When I looked back at this person lying there and what they had become, even with all the makeup and everything that these people had tried, they had tried so desperately to make them look, presentable. It was so pathetic and so sad. I couldn't just stop crying, not just because the person had passed away, but what the person had become, right? And so sometimes you're doing things and you're just only thinking about the moment, like right now,
Mm-hmm.
now. You're forgetting about what can happen years down the line. Look at this woman that I showed you, looking like a zebra. The skin is like the black skin was what those black things you're seeing. That was her original skin.
Mm.
And the yellow you're seeing is what she's trying to bleach it to become. A lot of you don't realize that there's mercury
And
in
lead.
a lot of these
And
products
lead.
that are exactly mercury and lead. These are metals that are not supposed to be in humans.
Cautious.
You do this thing today, you're looking good. Tomorrow, oh, she was just walking around though,
And
and
then
there
she
was
fell down.
nothing happened to her, and she just collapsed and died. Nobody just dies.
Hmm.
Nobody just dies. These things are infiltrating into your bloodstream bit by bit by bit by bit. By the time this cancer is found, it's in your breast, it's in your heart, it's everywhere. Within weeks, you're gone. Like it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Just learn to love you how you are. I'm in my
Yep.
40s. I'm not supposed to be looking like 15-year-old with my boobs facing the east. They have sagged. In fact, they are sweeping the floor. It's the truth. Thank God for brassiere. There's push-up bra that you can wear. It doesn't even cost a fortune. If the man you're with doesn't like your breast sweeping the floor, let him go and find somebody who's is facing the east. Because no matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. That's the truth. The man who came for you when you were young, he had hair, a full head of hair. 5 years later in Canada, it's like Temamoto way.
Exactly. Exactly. He has also changed.
You
You
know?
know, your body changes as we grow, our body changes. And as you bear children, your body changes. You cannot remain the same. You carried a full human being inside your body, right? So you cannot remain the same. And sometimes we need to accept the changes that comes with the blessings that God gives us as well, right? So it's very, very, very important because, like, going back to this bleaching thing, you bleach now, you look so nice. Men are looking at you because that time your skin, you're young, your skin looks so elastic, so you can do whatever damage you want to do to it. And then eventually now, your skin is not as elastic as it used to. So now you bleach now, it's all starting to sag
Hmm.
and looking very. Those same men now, they're not going to look at you anymore
Mm-mm.
because now your skin is what is damaged. The same thing, you go under the knife, they cut you here, catch you there, catch you there. Eventually, your whole body looks like somebody who has been butchered, and then they look at you, and then the appetite is gone, right? So we have to really think about it in the psychological sense. Other than risking your life and causing sicknesses, things that are going to enter your bloodstream, and the possibility of you
Oh.
being deformed, you also have to think
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
the psychological implication. So now you went in for self esteem.
Hmm.
Now you came back with self damage
Hmm.
because now you are damaged goods.
Hmm.
And one of the last things before we moved on, one thing that I also want to share, to really enlighten, if you're a parent and you're on this and you have teenage kids or you have kids in their 20s, young adults, this body enhancement is also leading to human trafficking.
You.
Human trafficking.
Hmm.
So some of these young people are going and they're doing this body enhancement innocently.
Hmm.
And then when they are done, and because they've gone in and done this thing, they're so now they're excited, they want the whole world to see that their body, they start posting it on social media. Guess what happens? Men start soliciting them,
Hmm.
and then now the time that they realize they are into prostitution without themselves not knowing. So these are some of the things that some would say marketable,
Hmm.
especially during the pandemic. These things were going on exponentially, and not only the human trafficking aspect as well, also the mental illness that comes with it.
Oh. Hmm.
Let's not dismiss it.
Hmm.
It comes with mental illness. That's why you see now young people
Hmm.
are are wanting to end their life more than ever before.
Hmm.
The statistics are there.
Hmm.
So positive body image need to be encouraged.
Hmm.
We need to encourage positive body image in our homes. Let's
Hmm.
encourage it. Some
Hmm.
of us parents, we watch videos, we watching TV. Let's be careful the things we watch around our children.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because if you are a father or a mother, and then you are also at home, you are watching videos with, you know, people, a lot of women who have a lot of body enhancement being
Mhm.
displayed constantly
Mm.
in your home,
Mm.
you are exposing your children to poor self image.
Mm. Mm.
So we need to also be very careful in how we also indirectly contribute to this kind of behavior of poor self-image. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't watch. You should watch, but don't let it be predominant in your home.
Mm.
So poor self-image is something that we need to talk about. We need to educate ourselves, we ourselves as adults. What is my how can I maintain a positive self-image?
Hmm. It's very sad. It really, really is. Yeah.
Somebody said that I know of someone who did one got blood clots the second day and died. True,
Mm. Mm.
because you have higher chances of getting blood clots. Yes, and that goes to the body type. Yes, thank you, Solomon. Yeah, everybody and what they like. So you have to get someone who likes you for who you are.
Uh-huh. And if they don't, you let them go. It's just plain and simple. There is somebody for everybody. That's how
you
I be.
you
I
you
believe.
have to you have to because positive self-image is very, 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 very important. And
Hmm.
one of the things we all have to know is that when somebody you have to don't let anybody pressure you or push you to go and get these body enhancements done,
Yes. So yes.
especially the pressure from social media. Social media is not real life.
Hmm.
Social media is not life. It's not. That's why when you go out there, you see people with different body shapes. When you go into your office, everybody has different haircuts. Everybody has different hair color. Everybody has done their hair differently. Everybody looks different. Some people would like to wear ordinary t-shirt to work and sweatpants. Some people would like to wear suits and tie with dress pants to work. Somebody would like to wear a dress. Somebody just want to wear jeans and t-shirts to work. We are all not the same.
Hmm.
We all don't think alike. We can all not look the same. We can all not have flat tummy with big buttocks with big breasts. If we all look the same, it will be boring.
Good. Know yourself. Oh. Know yourself.
So let's promote positive self image
Hmm.
and our fellow Black sisters. Know when you are being targeted
Hmm.
because all of these things, they are all a form of re enslavement.
Hmm.
Instead of us to be looking for a positive way to innovate, to build our economy, we are now carrying the little money we have and growing other people's economy with body enhancement. That your $10,000 that you have saved, that you could have maybe used it to start a business, or you could have used it to do something for yourself, to build yourself up, maybe use it for a down payment for a house. You pack that money to go and give it to some doctor to butcher you in a hotel room. You yourself sit down and think about it. Some of these people, you've done body enhancement. Meanwhile, you're living in government housing.
Hmm.
You've done body enhancement. Meanwhile, your children do not even have an education fund.
Hmm.
It's time for you to check yourself.
Hmm.
It's time for you to have a self reflection.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is all of these things, is it working for me? Has
Hmm.
it made any positive change? Because
Hmm.
if somebody say, if Kojo say, oh, you look nice, Kojo tells you he looks nice, he only wants to, tap some, and then after, he wants to pass it on to Kwesi.
Hmm. Crazy. 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 Guys, if there's anyone who wants to jump on just for a few minutes to share your views, you're welcome to do so. I've shared the link quite a few times and trying to get people on. If you don't want to do that, at least share the video on your personal profile pages so that other people can, know what we've talked about. And if you have any burning topics that you want us to talk about, just drop it in the comment section, or you can email it to me, sikaeducates@gmail.com. I'll put that in the chat as well. And we can talk about these things. Like, we're here to elevate each other. And so, if there are things that you want us to discuss, send the topics to us in our inbox and we will do that. Now, before we wrap up, my darling, I know that you're into um, your nonprofit, trying to elevate people within our community, especially our young people who are the future or the future leaders of tomorrow when we are not here anymore. And I just wanted to give you a few minutes to talk about it and tell us how we can find you, and then we can wrap up.
Okay, thank you, Sika. So I do have a nonprofit organization, and the goal of this organization really is to promote STEM education amongst Black young children and Black youth. So you can visit my website, and it's aejf.ca. We run workshops, so you can, if you live in Calgary, you can register your child for our next workshop. We have a workshop coming up in the winter months, so you can register your child between the ages of 8 to 12. We do also have run workshop for career development as well, so you can just check our website for details. You can also support us by donating. So, and the no amount is small. You can just donate. When you go to my website, you can click on the donate button and you'll be able to donate. It doesn't matter whether it's $5, $10, whatever you can contribute. Because one of the things that we have to know is that the Canadian government, in the beginning of November, announced that Canada is going to be bringing in um, almost what 1 point something million immigrants, and out of that they want 60% of them to all be in the area of science, engineering, mathematics, and technology. So, what my goal is, I want us to raise up the next generation of Black Canadians who are going to take on these roles. So, whether you are a new migrant that have come here with your young children, or even you have young adults at home, please contact me. You can send me an email, info@aejf.ca. Contact me and I can book one-on-one sessions with you to see what you can do to help your child, or how you can join me in this adventure, because the future is in science, the future is in technology. So you want to make sure that you take advantage in, for your children as early as possible. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Sika, or you can reach out to me. The email again is info@aejf.ca.
And what is your name, please?
And my name is Roberta. So you can just send me an email. And I really, really, I believe that young kids, when they learn that if you want to teach your kids anything, you have to teach them between the ages of 3 to 13. So that is the reason why my main target is very young age. I want to expose them to technology. I want them to be exposed to robotics. I want them to be exposed to computer coding, just so that they'll be able to be comfortable and be able to compete with their own peers in the future. So please join me on this journey. I always get very excited when I have to talk about this.
So, STEM education stands for science, technology, what, and mathematics. What's the E stand for?
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay. Engineering and mathematics. For our young people, the best thing you can ever do. I'm an engineer by profession, so I will push this as much as possible. It excites me to see a lot of young people in that industry, especially women, And I hope that, my small round face can be um, an influence in a positive light for people to also aspire to want to do that. You can do anything that you put your mind to. I'll send my sister's contact details. Now, it looks like people don't want to share, they just want to listen to us. So, my darling, what do you want to say to wrap up everything that you said? Can you summarize it for us?
Well, what I would say to summarize is that God made us in his own image, and everything that God made was good. So before we think about doing any body enhancement, the first thing, or whenever we feel like there's something wrong with us, the first thing we want to think about is it really right for me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I ready? Do I have the financial opportunity to do this to myself? Am I ready to face all the risk that comes with it? And God forbid, if anything is to happen to me, will this be the right choice for me and for my family? Because if you go and God forbid something happens, you are leaving behind, you might end up leaving behind something, a family, a child, or a grieving parent.
Hmm.
So you have to think about it in in a wholesome situation. And you also have to think about what is it in it for me after? Is this really going to boost my self esteem? Am I doing it to impress somebody? Am I doing it in order to be in competition with someone? And if you cannot answer all of these questions properly, or it doesn't, the answer does not settle well with you, then maybe you need to go and see someone for counseling to really help bring back your self esteem. Because self esteem is something that is within you, it's not something that is outward. So, no amount of, you know, outward enhancement will be able to fix your self esteem if you don't fix it from the inside. So, it's important that we know that. And it's important that we know our self worth. No amount of money, no amount of pressure should let you go into a hotel room for somebody to butcher your body. So I want us as women, as mothers, as husbands, as brothers to really, really, really think about how we can promote positive self image in our everyday life. Positive self image. Don't go and say this one, where do your back or call, where do your tune, right? All of those comments, they're all part of the problem. Oh, when you fusa, when you fususu, when you say nufune nafofo, all of those things, they're all part of the problem.
Yeah.
So we need to work on ourselves as well.
Mm,
The things we say, the comments we give, they're
mm,
all part of how we destroy other people's self image.
mm,
And we have to look at these celebrities, you know, just because they are running 100 meters per hour does not mean that we also run 100 meters per hour.
mm, mm,
They might have sponsors, they might have people, if you look at they might have people pushing them. Who is pushing you?
mm,
Who is sponsoring you?
mm,
That little money you have saved, please don't go and use it for body enhancement. And we, especially we as Black people, Black women, we should know that we are being deliberately being targeted
mm.
by these plastic surgeons to do body enhancement. So we need to open our eyes. We don't want to open by the time we realize it's too late. Then we will be
So our sister here, it looks like our sister is gone. We can't hear you anymore. Are you back?
yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Some a call came in. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So All I'm going to conclude by saying is let's promote positive self image wherever we go, wherever whether in our workplace, in our homes, in our churches, wherever we go, let's promote positive self image.
Mm, 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 mm. Guys, I don't think there's anything else that I can add to this. This thing is like an illness that is spreading across our countries, in our community. It has cost so many lives. It will cost so many more lives if we don't do anything about it. To me, it feels like more education. The more we talk about these things openly and expose people's minds to actually think deeply about what they're doing. Somebody recommends a cream to you. You don't even know what's in the cream. Ekwamwa says, "Oh, there's just this new cream that has come and it makes my skin lighter and it makes it look good. It enhances it and it makes it look good." You also go and put the same thing on you without going into research. What is this thing all about? Where did it come from? Who made it? What are the ingredients? We don't just copy people blindly because Ekuamua takes paracetamol and it works for her does not mean that if I, Sika, also take that same paracetamol, it's going to work for me. We are all very different with different skin types, body types. Everything is different. Know yourself. And before you do anything, go and seek medical advice first. Go to your doctor and ask him, speak to them, tell them what you're doing, and think about all the cost. Is it even worth it? The money, is it worth it? Do you have the money for the maintenance? Is it worth it? Before you go down a rabbit hole that you would not be able to even dig yourself out of, kill yourself or worse. Know what it is that you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into it, because the ramifications and the sacrifice that you have to make just to look good by not being alive anymore. It seems like a very hefty price to pay just to be alive and look picture perfect for somebody, when the real pain is actually inside of you that you need to address because you're the only person that is able to address that. My sister has said it all. I don't have anything else to add. Nobody came on today to share their thoughts, so I guess we've all understood what is being said. Please, 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 please share the video. Share the video. A lot more people need to hear some of these things and make smarter choices. I love you guys so much. Ekuamwa, did you have anything else that you wanted to say?
I think we said all the things that you we want to say. Let's think about the risk. The risk, is it worth it? The risk.
She said it all. Okay. Have a fantastic rest to your Sunday. If you're sleeping, have a good week ahead of you. May everything that you desire come to pass. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all, and I will see you again soon. Okay? All right then. Bye.